at 15 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock p.m. We are going to pray before we go into the meeting uh, in a fulsome way. And so, if you will just allow me, um, let us just pause a moment as we pray. Please join me in prayer. God, we do thank you for the gift of life and health. We thank you for being the provider you are to us as we meet this afternoon to discuss the business of the Pembroke High School and the children you have entrusted us with. We do ask for the leading of your spirit. We ask that you will be with us, that you will guide our thoughts, and even as we go through the consultation, that each of us will benefit in some way from the discussion with each other. We pray for those who are trying to get on, and we ask that they will be able to get on so that the matters discussed will be with them also, and they will be able to ask whatever questions they may have. We thank you for the teachers and members of staff that have joined us this afternoon, and we thank you for the parents and guardians of the children here at Pembroke High School. May we have a fruitful meeting, we pray. Amen. So we are going to go ahead into the meeting, and we have Miss Dawn Harvey from the Heart Trust. And before we go into some of the matters relating to our school, there's a very interesting program that I'm sure some of you might want to hear about, just in case you have family members or even friends or neighbors that you can point in a positive direction in regards to this program. And so I am going to be inviting Ms. Harvey, who will be taking about 5 or so minutes to just highlight us on this program, and also to let us know how it is we can get onto this program. So Ms. Harvey, I want for you to just unmute your mic and to take over the next 5 minutes as you introduce to us the program. And parents, I'm asking you to please listen and pay attention. There may be someone you know who will be able to benefit greatly from this program. All right, so Ms. Harvey, I'm going to ask you to go ahead now, please.
Yes. Good afternoon, parents and teachers of Pembroke Hall. Are you hearing me?
We are hearing you, but we're not seeing you.
Okay. Yes. Are you seeing me?
Go ahead now. Yes, miss.
Okay. I'm gonna be sharing my screen. 5 minutes.
Okay.
Oh, the screen is disabled. The screen sharing.
Deandra, can you give her access to share her screen, please?
Sure, no problem. Go ahead, Ms. Harvey.
Thank you.
Okay. So this evening, we are going to be talking about the high school diploma equivalency program. What is the high school diploma equivalency program? this program is a numeracy and literacy intervention. It makes provisions for adult learners who have exited or may not have entered the formal education system and require a second chance to access learning opportunities to pursue their personal, academic, and professional goals. So, you know, sometimes we have those persons who, for whatever reason, they dropped out of school, or for whatever reason, they may not have entered school. So this is providing some opportunity for them to re-enter the formal school system. So the target group for this program are adult learners aged 17 years and older, and these persons may be from different backgrounds of life: unattached youth, the unskilled, first-time job seekers, and as I said, dropouts, and adults who are in the workforce with less than 5 CSEC subjects. So the general process for the program is that the learners, the persons entering the program, they're assessed to see what is the level that they can enter the program in. The name of the assessment is called the TAPE assessment. This is an assessment that is coming out of London. The duration of the program, depending on where you start, it can last for 1 year or it can last up to 3 years. Enrollment is really ongoing, but our main enrollment time periods are January and September. So the program is offered over 3 levels. So there's basic level. So when you're assessed, you may be entering from the basic level, which is equivalent to grades 1 to 6 in our formal system, or you may be at the intermediate level based on the assessment, or you may be at the proficiency level. The basic level, at this level, 4 subjects are offered: maths, English language, life skills, and introduction to information technology. At the intermediate level, which is aligned to grades 7 to 9 in our formal system, it helps the learner to gain some amount of mastery or competence through knowledge and skills attitude. At this level, 5 CSEC courses are done. So this is a level where you can do the CSEC courses. There are math, English language, human and social biology, IT or EDPM, and social studies. And this is a prerequisite for the proficiency level. So the intermediate level, of course, can take you 2 years. The proficiency level can take you 1 year. And at the proficiency level, the same subjects are done within a less time. This is just outlining how, when the assessment is done, the different grades that can be given and the levels that the grades are aligned to. So even within the basic level, somebody can be at grades 1 to 2, yes, or grades 3 to 4, or grades 5 to 6. So the basic level is further broken down. And then you have the intermediate level. So this would be the grade that you would get at the intermediate level. All right. So for persons who pass 5 CSEC subjects, including math and English, you, at the end of the program, you're awarded a high school equivalency diploma. Certificates of completion are awarded at the basic and intermediate level. So you would have completed the basic level and matriculated to the intermediate level and so forth. All right, so the City and Guilds is also incorporated in the program. And as we know, the City and Guilds is an international qualification. Mathematics and English stage 1 to 3 are done. So in other words, the program provides for the City and Guilds qualification as well. So you may want to just do City and Guilds, or you may want to do the HSDE program. So you can decide. We also would have to do, of course, the diagnostic test for the City and Guilds. All right, Sir Ellis says I'm to take 5 minutes, so I'm just trying to make it as short as possible. So, of course, the program is free of cost. The tuition for the classes are free of cost, yes? So it's not like a math unlimited where you would have to pay huge sums of money for the classes. What you will have to pay for, though, is the exams. When the time comes, you'll have to pay for the CSEC exam, but the classes are free of cost. Pembroke Hall High is now one of our centers, so I'm inviting parents, and parents, even the parents up to age 40 and over. Yes, there's always an opportunity for you as well. You can take this opportunity. And parents who have children who have dropped out of school, adult children who are at home not doing anything, this is an opportunity for them to come back to school and get a chance. Okay? This is really an important program right now for our society and where the society is at this time. So application forms. To apply for the program, you need to complete a Heart Trust application form, and the application forms are available at Pembroke Hall High. Along with the application form, you need copies of your TRN. If you have, persons might have 2 subjects and want to do the additional 3 subjects, you could provide us with proof of qualifications. 3, no, I don't think it's 3, 2 passport size pictures. And I'll have to review that as well. So yes, so to enter the program, to register for the program, you complete a Heart Trust application form, copy of your TRN number, proof of any qualifications, and or ID, 2 passport size picture. And I think we need a copy of your birth certificate as well. So yes, this is a great opportunity, parents. You might agree with me. So don't miss out on this opportunity. Classes will be held at Pembroke Hall. So send the word all around to the communities, to your friends, to your neighbors, that they are to come out and attend. Persons who are not doing anything. A lot of young persons are at home, sitting down, not doing anything, to come to classes and do your CSEC exams. Thank you. I've gone over the 5 minutes, Reverend Ellis.
All right, there are a few questions.
Yes.
Someone wants to know what's the age limit that you begin? I believe you said 17 and up.
Yes.
Someone was asking if you're over 65, if that is also allowed. It is, when you answer that, there's also, is it day or evening, and what time are the classes? Hello?
Turn on.
Go ahead, Ms. Harvey.
Yes, the classes are held in the evenings, right? So if you're somebody who is working, the classes start from 5 o'clock, thereabout. 65, I'm not so sure about 65, but I have persons in the class almost 60. I know of persons who come in the class almost 60, but I'll have to inquire about the 65.
All right. assistance is available to fill out the form. If someone comes to pick up the form and you need assistance to complete it, we will ensure that you have that assistance here at the school. What if you only want to do one subject?
No problem. That's not a problem.
Okay. All right. I think that is it. And they're asking if you offer human and social biology.
Yes, we do. Yes, we
All
do.
right, excellent.
Mathematics, English language, social studies, human and social biology, and electronic document preparation. Electronic document preparation management /IT.
All right. All right. Thank you very much, Ms. Harvey. And for persons who may have additional questions, yes, it's Monday to Friday. You can contact us here at the school, and the application forms are here. When is your next batch for assessment, Ms. Harvey? So that persons who may want to be assessed and register.
Okay, so I will have to make that date with an assessor. So once I have a group of persons who are interested, I will have to make that date with the assessor. I am not able to tell you a date. It is based on what the assessor advises. Right. It's based on her availability.
All right. Yes. So a flyer has been posted already in the parents group. I'll ensure that it's reposted, and we will also just add a note with a few information. Thank you again, Ms. Harvey. Appreciate you coming and sharing with us this evening. Thank you.
Most welcome.
Yeah. All right, Deandra, can we regain the screen? All right, so thank you very much. We are going to press on. I do not wish to keep us inordinately long, and so we are going to press on at this time. I want us to take just a minute or so for me to introduce you to a few members of the team. I know that persons keep coming on in terms of parents and students, and so at some point, you might not have been acquainted with the persons, and I do not take it for granted either that you know who I am, and so sorry for that. I will introduce myself now. My name is Claude Ellis, and I'm currently principal here at Pembroke Hall High School. We also have Mr. Devon Ince, who is one of our vice principals, Mr. Ince, and
yes,
we
have
Mr. Ince is en route. That's Mr. Ince there, just so that we can see who we are. Mr. Ince.
Yes, Rev. Thank you. Good evening, parents.
All right, thank you. And we have Miss Beverly Lawrence, who is acting vice principal, acting for Mrs. Yvette Shields Green, who is on leave. Ms. Lawrence, if you
yes, sir. Good evening. Good evening, parents. Can you hear me?
Yes, we are hearing you loudly and clearly.
Okay. Good evening, sir. Good evening, parents.
All right, that's Miss Beverly Lawrence. And our Dean of Discipline is Mrs. Sharon Phillips Williams. Mrs. Williams? I know that Dean Williams was on earlier.
I'm here. I'm just trying to unmute. Good evening, everyone. I said so earlier. Let me just say so again. Thank you.
All right, that is our Dean of Discipline. Our guidance counselors, I know they're on. We have Miss Kadian Coleman. Kadian, if you will just say hello real quick.
Good evening, parents. I'm unable to turn on my camera at this moment, but I'm here with you. It's a pleasure to have you.
All right. Miss Preddy, I'm not sure if Miss Preddy is here. Let me see. Mrs. Preddy Hines, if you would just say hello to us.
Yes, hello, good night, parents and the members of staff.
All right, thank you. All right, so I recognize that from time to time, persons are being added to the Pembrokeshire family because since the last 3 or so weeks, the number of persons who have come in to have their children duly registered and to start school, even after over a year, it has really been a little, overwhelming. And so I don't take it for granted that we all are aware of the various persons. Later on, not tonight, but we will have another session in which we'll be able to introduce to you the coordinators, your grade coordinators, and so on. But for this evening, we are going to just introduce to you those persons who spoke earlier, the Dean of Discipline, the guidance counselors, and the vice principals. Thank you, parents, for being here this evening. We are here to discuss a very important issue, that of face-to-face resumption for all students, all grades, and all classes, which means that effective March 7, we are no longer going to be having online classes per se, right? We will never get back to where we were before COVID in terms of the use of the internet and the other modalities. But really, what we will be doing now is an amalgam of all of these various modalities to ensure that our students are on the cutting edge. So on Tuesday, last week Thursday rather, I'm sorry, last week Thursday, through the Ministry of Education, we have learned that the government of Jamaica has indicated the resumption of face-to-face classes for all students effective March 7, 2022. Now, I want for us to recognize that this is the date set by the ministry. It's not a date set by Pembrokeshire High School. And so we are here to ensure that we carry out that which the ministry has indicated for us to do. Now, as we move into this face-to-face arrangement, there are a number of things that we have to ensure that we do, and that will take some level of time and preparation. One of the first things that we are going to be doing, however, is we are going to be having a reorientation of our students from grade 7 through grade 10, because we find that there are so many students that have been added since we went face to face, and even so, since we started doing exams 2 weeks ago, we were averaging online somewhere about 400 or 500 students per day, and sometimes we would go a little bit over 600 of our 1,100 plus students. But when examination came, we found that a lot of our students came out for examination and so on. And so we were averaging over 200 students per cohort. And so we are anticipating that for face-to-face classes, we are going to have the majority of our students attending face-to-face classes. But what we realized too is that there are several of the students who, one, do not understand what it is we require at Pembrokeshire High School. They do not know the rules of the school. They have not read the handbook. And some of the parents will say to me, but sir, we did not get the handbook, and you would be correct because our printers really lagged behind in preparing the handbook. We now have it, and so those parents who do not have the handbook, you are able to have that collected now because we now have it in stock. Also, we are going to be posting the handbook on our school app so that you can always have it for ease of reference. Now, what we find is that there are a number of challenges we are having, particularly with our students of the lower school. And these are students who really and truly have not been acclimatized to Pembroke Hall High School, have not been cultured in how we expect them to behave and how we want to see them operate in and out of school. And so we are going to be doing reorientation beginning next week, Tuesday, running into Friday. So we are going to be having one grade level at school each day, and we will spend that day to help the students to understand what it is expected of them. And our form teachers will have them for the greater part of the day as we go through the various things relating to not only their psychosocial and how they are now coming out of the well, we're still in the pandemic, but coming back out to face-to-face learning and so on. So parents, on Tuesday, we are going to begin with our grade 7 students. And so all other grade levels are to remain home. So each day we're going to be having one grade level and all other grade levels will remain home for that day. So Tuesday will be grade 7, Wednesday 8, Thursday 9, Friday 10. 11 to 13, we will not be having this reorientation because grades 11 to 13 are right at the cusp of examination. And so they leave us very, very soon. And so we are not going to be having that reorientation with 11 through 13. So please, parents, bear in mind, Tuesday, all grade 7 students are to be in school, whether they were in group X, group Y, or they are in Z, and there is no Z, but some persons were neither in X nor Y because they were not attending. Now, all grade 7s come on Tuesday. They remain home for the rest of the week. Grades 8 will come on Wednesday. They will not be in Tuesday, then they will be home Thursday, Friday. Grade 9 will come Wednesday, and grade 9 will come Thursday, sorry, and grade 10 will come in on Friday. All right, let us bear this in mind and let us ensure that our students are in. Now, I want us to also bear in mind that we are still in the process of collecting books. So when you are coming in on the day you are to come in, whether Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, I'm asking that you please take in any books that you may have. I will repeat for those persons who are seemingly not able to hear me clearly. Next week will be our reorientation. So we will be doing one grade level per day. On Tuesday, we will be having our grade 7. Wednesday, grade 8. Thursday, grade 9. Friday, grade 10. You only come to school on the day of your orientation. The other days, you are going to remain home until on the 14th and when we give you further instruction. All right, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. Right, parents are not required to come with the children. You are to send the children to school. Monday will be school only for teachers. No student is to come to school on Monday. You come on the day specified. Tuesday 7, Wednesday 8, Thursday 9, Friday 10. We are not having reorientation for grades 11 to 13 as they are going to be out to do exams in short order. All right. Now, as I was saying, if you have outstanding books, grade 7, 8, 9, well, not grade 7, grade 8, 9, 10, you are to take those books in on the day that you come, right? We will also be doing ID photographs for grade 7, and all the students who did not do their ID photograph, we will do ID photographs on the day that you come in for your orientation. Now, ideally, we are doing grade 7 and grade 10. We are doing grade 7 and grade 10 for ID photos. But if you are a transfer student or you're in grade 8 and did not do the ID last year, then you are able to do it on Tuesday or Wednesday. All right? Now, when you come to school next week, we are expecting that you are going to be in your full and complete uniform. Uniform. Now, I'm aware that there are several persons who was saying, they did not buy uniform because they were not sure if school was going to be online or face to face. And so because of that little apprehension, they never bought uniform. Well, now we're sure that we're going face to face. And so we are not going to be tolerating for much longer those uniforms that are, very snug on the students because they have outgrown them. We are now moving back as normal as we can. And so we are expecting that our students are going to be adorned properly for school. Our young men will ensure that they have proper hairstyles. Our young ladies will ensure that there are no extensions, no color, and all of this. We are now in full school and it is business as usual. Even though we remain in COVID, we want you to know that we are going back to school, and part of feeling a sense of normalcy is also obeying the rules of the school as it relates to deportment. I'm also going to be asking parents that you impress on your children the need in the afternoons to not loiter by the Boulevard Shopping Center and other plazas. We have been getting several negative reports about students who loiter in the plaza. And I have been over the plaza a few evenings and I've seen it for myself, the number of students who just hang out by the plaza, and it's almost a cat and mouse game over there. Persons have been doing adult things over the plaza, and these are my little ones who are engaged in these things. And we want to be sure that our school name is not tarnished because of a few students. And so I am saying that we ask the parents that please ensure that your children do not loiter, remain in the plazas and so on. We are going to be doing as best we can to go over and make sure that they are not loitering in the plaza. But we don't want our students on the road. Too many of them are just there sitting down, telling me about them all in our vibes and foolishness like that. It's going home time. The minute school is dismissed, it's time to go home. So please, bear that in mind. We're also saying parents, we understand the need for them to have cell phone devices and so on. We do not currently have a ban on cell phones being taken to school, but I want you to know, we will take no responsibility for any phone that is lost or stolen. I am not a detective, so if you get your phone stolen, me cannot investigate it because I am no detective. I will not use my time to investigate this. Your responsibility is to manage your cell phone. Now, if it is that you are caught using your cell phone during school, it will be confiscated. And I tell you something, parents. I want to pause for a second here. In an exam last week, a teacher had an issue with two young men, grade 9 exam, two young men. And the teacher decided that they are to be separated because, they were just there going at each other. And so one was placed in one exam room, the other was placed in another room. I was walking the corridors, and after I saw what happened, I remained out there for a while. One of the young men went into the room that he was told to go and to sit his exam now. And in less than 2 minutes, there's a commotion in there. I go to investigate. Here is a young man again in an argument with a young lady. What is it about? She look upon him. She don't know him, don't know what she pre him for. All right. You don't want a girl look upon you that good with me. So I said to him, come son, I want you to do your exam. So I take him to another place that he alone is now sitting. I get a desk and a chair for him, and I ask one of the exam committee persons to give an eye on this young man while he sits his exam. Instead of doing his exam, he then takes out his phone, puts in his earpiece, and start to watch and listen to music or whatever he was doing on the phone. The exam committee member came and confiscated that phone. Do you know that a parent now has the audacity to come to school demanding the cell phone and talk about I was busy, and so I told them that I'm busy. I won't be able to see her at this time. But she going to come back tomorrow, and oh, she going to go and bother Pembroke Hall because she have to get her phone. Parents, you need to stop it. Go and bother who for school? We are not going to tolerate that kind of behavior at Pembroke Hall because I don't see our parents who have children in other schools, up Calabar and over by Woolmers and up Immaculate and down by Arden and these other schools. I don't see you same parents who have these children. Everybody here talking about you going to come to Pembroke Hall and go on bad. We're not going to allow anybody to come here and behave badly. We put you through the gate. Right? I'm just saying, parents, if this young, I did everything that I could to let this young man sit his exam. And he decides that rather than sit his exam, he's going to listen to music because he does not care. And a mother is going to come and want to behave badly because the phone was confiscated from her son. Parents, we need to stop it. Many of the students who behave how they behave at Pembroke Hall High School is because of you parents, because you do not respect the school and you believe that no school, and so you can do as you want and say as you want. Well, I'm saying to you, we're not putting up with it, none at all. And any one of you who think you can behave badly down here, you come and try it. I put you through the gate and I call the police on you. Because you do not do it at other schools and it will not be done at my school. We can sit and we can have conversation like adults and we can reason these things out because my job is to ensure that these children, when they leave the institution, they leave here as people ready for the world. We're not sending out no Tegeregs out there. And so we're not going to behave like that. We're not going to match you at Pembroke Hall. If you decide to behave badly, we will not match you because we're bigger than that and we're better than that. But we're not going to tolerate it. So stop it, parents. I hear it too often. You need to stop. I'm done with that. Anybody who is caught using the phone during school, it will be confiscated. But there is no ban on cell phones. All right? ID photos will be taken next week, as I said, right? In the mornings, Parents, you are going to be asked to drop your children off at the gate, but if you must take your child in to turn around, we have created a little U-turn right at the main gate. And so we ask you to just pull over to the left side, let the child off, and exit immediately through the gate. Why do we do this? Pembroke Hall, right now, it seems almost every teacher drives. And so when the teachers arrive at school, the schoolyard is already filled with cars. If I have parents going up and coming down while cars are parked at both sides of the walk roadway, then our students will have nowhere to walk. And I do not want an accident. I do not want my children to be bounced by motor cars. And so, parents, that is the reason why we're asking that you let them off right by the gate. But if you must come on the inside, that you come in, you make the U-turn, and you exit immediately, please. We do not want an accident. And I know none of you want to be at home and get that dreaded phone call that your child is at the Kingston Public Hospital. All right? So please work with us. We're not doing it because, we don't want it inside of the schoolyard. Of course, we want you inside here. You are Pembroke Hall parents. We love you. We want you around. But at the same time, we want to ensure the safety of our students. We are taking additional safety measures as it relates to the students and them entering the school compound. I will not speak to that right now, but by next week, you are going to see the fruit of that as we make those adjustments, right? So please bear that in mind. School begins at 7:30 a.m. each morning. 7:30 a.m. We have given some allowance over the past 3 or so weeks for students who come in a little later because we understand that, getting back into the habit of getting up and coming to school and so on may have taken some time and so on. But remember now, we are 2 months in, we are now acclimatized and we are now back to school. Do not let me see your children walking in the school at 9 o'clock in the morning. And I work them at come. They're coming to school. And at 9 o'clock, they would have missed at least 3 sessions already. So please, parents, work with us. School begins at 7:30 a.m. each morning. It ends at 2 o'clock for the lower school, grade 7 to 9, and it ends at 2:30 for the upper school. Please bear that in mind. All right? If it is you are not sure of some of the dates, as I have said it, I'm going to be asking that some of these dates be posted in the parents group as well. We're going to also post the schedule as to which grade level comes in which day so that there is no ambiguity and we are able to understand who is to come in when. For students who might have missed exams last week or the week before because of legitimate reasons. Notice me stress that, legitimate. Them did sick, they had a death in the family, something that is legitimate. If you did miss those exams, we have made arrangements for you to do resits of those examinations on Thursday and Friday of next week, right? We'll be accommodating students who have missed exams on Thursday and Friday of next week. However, we're asking that if you are requesting that your child do a resit of an exam he or she might have missed, then I'm going to ask you to please send us an email, or you can inform the form teacher of the exam that the child missed, because we will need that information so that we can prepare for the child who will come to do the exam. All right, so we need that. And a letter is great if the parent sends a letter to say, my child missed the math or the English exam because he or she was ill and so on. Please let us know so that we can facilitate properly the students who missed exams. Our parent consultation will be held March 24 and 25. So that is March 24 and 25th. We will be having our parents consultation. And of course, you are going to be getting further information on this as time progresses. And I do believe that this parent consultation will be a face-to-face parent consultation. But that information, again, will be relayed to you a little later. So let me just reiterate some main points, and then I will be taking your questions. Full resumption of all classes and all grade levels come March 7, 2022. However, we as a school, remember we got this notice last week, Thursday. As a school, we have to make preparation. One of the preparations we have to make is that we have half of our furniture that was stacked and packed away for 2 weeks less, 2 weeks less, 2 years, right? So we can just call that 2 years, right? So our furniture was stacked up for the past 2 years. And so you can imagine that some have rusted and they need to be rehabilitated, and we're going to need some time to put some of those in place. Because we're having everybody on campus, we have to put in some additional security and safety measures, and those things are going to take some time. In addition to that, we are doing the reorientation, which is next week, Tuesday to Friday. Grade 7 students will come to school on Tuesday. Grade 8 will come on Wednesday. Grade 9 will come on Thursday. Grade 10 will come on Friday. Grade 11, 12, and 13 will remain home for the entire week. On Monday, we are using that time to have our staff consultation and to ensure that we have all systems ready to accommodate the students come Tuesday. Reminding you that this reorientation exercise, students are expected to be here at 7:30 a.m. and they are to be dressed in full uniform. Now, the grades 7 and 8 and 9 young men, you are to be in your epaulets. Epaulets are available at the bookshop. Ensure your shirts are branded with your epaulets. Or grade 10 and 11 young men, you are to be in your ties. And I noticed a trend, and I want to stop it right here, that our grade 11 young men are not allowed to wear white shirts. Only the head prefects, the male head prefects, are to be wearing white shirts. All right? So it is not to be done. Full uniform, including proper hairstyle and so on, for next week and beyond. Next week, when you come in, grades 8 to 10, if you have not turned in your books, you turn it in on the day you come for orientation. For grade 7 and 10, we will do ID photographs on the day you come for orientation. If you're in grade 8 or grade 9 and you're a transfer student and you did not take your photograph or ID, we will do it on the day you come in for orientation. I am reminding my parents of the need to ensure that your children do not loiter on the roads after school or before school. Before school too, because I see them at Price Right, you know. I see them at Price Right. waiting for them special taxi. I see them, right? Ensure your children do not loiter on the road. Have the conversation with them. We are also doing the best that we can to facilitate counseling for students who might have gone through specific trauma during the lockdown period. And so our counseling department stands ready to assist whoever it is that need that level of assistance. We also have a social worker with us, Miss Thompson, who is assigned to us for a brief period. She's also working with the guidance department. So let's bear that in mind. Students who missed exams for legitimate reasons will be facilitated for these exams next week, Thursday and Friday. The parents are asked to write a letter requesting the receipt of the exam that the child would have missed so that we can make adequate preparation for these children. Mr. Ince, Miss Bev, have I missed anything?
So you
Dean
seem to
Williams?
have covered, most of what, based on what I can recall. All right, let me just check back the agenda.
Dean Williams, is there anything I
That's
might
it, sir.
have neglected? All right. So Deandra, I'm going to ask you to help me now as we field the questions that no doubt the parents might have. Parents, it is now time for you to ask your questions. I'll do my best to respond.
All right, so we're going to take Rosemary, then Brittany, and then we're going to take Nicola. Go ahead, Rosemary. Unmute your mics. Just check your screen and click the option to unmute.
Yes.
Go ahead, please.
Good night. My concern is my son came back to school last week and did his exams, but in regards to that, he hasn't been able to collect any part lunch because him say him go to the office, and because he hasn't gotten his ID, he took it in last year and he hasn't gotten back the ID, he can't collect. But for the last meeting that I was in, Mr. Ellis had spoken about a barcode or something that the children could use to collect the part lunch.
That's right.
So I don't know what
And
happened.
I prepare them and send them down, so I'm not so sure what's happening there. Any of the counselors are online that can respond for me? Gideon? Counselors, can any of you respond to this?
Yes, sir. I'm not sure why her son wouldn't get lunch because we do have passes for students whose IDs weren't fully functioning. So if that child is on pass and had proof that the child is on pass, mark your parents. Some of you were on pass from grade 7 and the pass took you off the list for one reason or the other. So we had asked from the get-go for parents to take in the letters from the pass office to say that you are back on the program or you're still on the program. Some did not do that.
He's still on the program. He hasn't been taken
please.
off.
Let me finish, please. Some parents were still receiving payment. However, the list that the ministry gave to us, their names were not on it. And we've seen that with a lot of students. And we've been asking just to take in the slip. That's not done. However, some of the students, when they came, even though they're not on the list, we had a pass that we were giving the students. These passes were provided by the principal and they were given the passes. So more likely your child did not come because this week we had most of the passes in office not handed out.
Well, I was planning on coming to the school to check on that because I told him to go. I followed the instruction that was told to me and I told him to go to the office. But however, he's still on the path and I did not get the information in regards to.
Rosemary, tell me something. Which grade level is he in?
He's in grade 9-4. He's Jerome Smith.
No, man, you don't have to call the name, man. All right, so do me a favor, right?
Yes.
When he comes, let us find out what was the reason for his ID So because remember now the pass system for lunch
And he took
is the
it
right
over.
system, and you must have either your ID or a pass. Otherwise, you are not able to swipe out the lunch, right? But we can fix that to ensure that moving forward, that's not the case. But I guarantee you that pass lunches are prepared each day. Well, it's one lunch that is prepared. I eat from the same food, right? There's no different lunch for pass, all right? I eat exactly what they eat. All right, but we'll fix that, Miss Rosemary. Next person, please. I think it was Brittany.
Pleasant good evening, Mr. Ellis,
Good evening.
teachers and parents. My concern is about the mask. My daughter purchased a mask and the mask couldn't fit her, but she told the young lady at the bookshop that the mask is too big for her. However, I asked her to take back the mask and they said that they can't take back the mask because the money is already gone. But what is she going to?
Bring it back and put it in a little paper bag and just write a note and bring it to my office and I'll have it changed. That's not a big deal.
I still have the mask same way because the mask cannot fit her face because it is too big. And these masks, I don't like them because the first set of masks, because these don't sew properly and the first set of masks is more better than these sets. So why can't we get back the first set of masks? These are so thin.
Parent, I'm going to agree with you with something. The second set of masks was a little problem. As a matter of fact, we sent them back for them to redo them because we never liked all the quality. So probably you did in fact get one that was a little thing. Just put it in a paper bag and bring it back and I'll sort it out. Bring it up to me.
Okay, thanks much.
Yeah, man. Who's the next person? Deandra?
Go ahead, Nicola. We're going to take Nicola and then Mrs. Smith.
Wow.
Go ahead, please, Nicola. All right, let's say Mrs. Smith then.
Hello. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night, Mr. Ellis, and to parents and teachers. I was just asking a question based on the fact that that a lot of students weren't doing well during the online classes, including my son. And so, I want to know what will be implemented for them, like in terms of like an evening class, because my son is 9th grade. So I would like to know, like, if when it comes around to CXC time, will there be an extra class for them to pep up on their studies or whatever? I just want to know.
Mrs. Smith, thank you very much for that question, because guess what? The Ministry of Education actually has an extra class program that they are trying to kickstart. And it somehow slipped me. I had it down to talk to the parents about it today and it slipped me. So the ministry is going to be paying the teachers to have extra classes with the students 3 days a week. I believe it is an hour or an hour and a half each day in certain subjects, right? We are in the process of working through to get the teachers who will consent to be doing the classes, and then I will come to the parents and indicate which subject areas and the days and the times that these classes will be held. They are totally free to the students, right? The government of Jamaica has indicated that they will take the cost of these classes, right? So thank you very much for raising that. So parents, by next week, you will be hearing a little bit more about that as soon as we settle the staffing with regards to that. And then we will talk to you about the classes that will be held, the days it will be held, the times it will be held, well, and the various subjects, as I said earlier. So thank you very much for that. And we are doing our best. Right now, our pathway coaches have been working with students who are in need of some remediation. And so we do understand that there are several students who were negatively affected by the COVID and not being able to go online. We're doing what we can, but remember, parents, the school cannot do everything. You have to help us to ensure that one, the students are doing the extra work so that they can, get back to where they were, and at the same time to support the program of the school to ensure that these students really get the relevant information and they do the classes, all right? But by next week, we'll talk a little bit more about the extra classes. Thank you for that. Who's the next person, please?
We're gonna take Shane and then Kimon, then Dion Williams.
Okay,
Good
go
evening,
ahead.
everyone. Good evening, sir. I heard you were talking about the school ID. My son, he's in grade 9. He came on the day that it was supposed to be done, but there was a delay based off the person who was taking the photo. And he was there for quite some time. I even had to message the teacher in the group to find out what was going on, why I was there so long, and I heard that the photographer wasn't there at the time. Now, we had an appointment and he had to leave, which when he was leaving, the photographer still wasn't there. So I'm wondering now, is it possible for him to take his ID on the day of orientation as well?
Sure.
Okay,
Yes,
because you said for transfer students and
no,
grade
man,
10.
transfer students are students who, for one reason or another, did not take the photograph. Remember, if you take the photograph already, we have it in the system. So once you put in your name, we're going to see that you take it already. If we issued your ID, it's in the system. So we will know that you are issued an ID. So once you did not take a photograph and you are not issued an ID, come and get it done. All right? No problem. Next person, please.
Go ahead, Kimon.
Hi, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I had 3 questions, but I believe 2 of them have already been answered. So my last question was in regards to the parent teachers consultation. Is there a specific day for the grades, or the days are just split between the 2?
No. There is a specific day for the grades and specific times. However, I am not posting that at the moment. I will be sending that nearer to the time, because traditionally, if we give out that information now, it gets lost before that time. So the dates are the 24th and the 25th, and in short order, we are going to send you which grades come on which days and the times.
Okay, understood.
No problem. All right, I believe Dion is next.
Yes.
Dion, can you unmute and go ahead, please?
Hello, good night, sir.
Good night.
My daughter is on the PATH program. I bring her letter to the school and she hasn't get any parts to lunch as yet. I don't know if she's registered in the school for the PATH as yet.
What grade is she in?
737.
Oh, grade 7. All right, so because she's in grade 7, she wouldn't have been issued an ID as yet, which is what she would, which you thought would contain her barcode. So let me see if I have an example here. I had some. All right, so the pass IDs, they have a barcode at the back of it, which is what is used at the canteen to register that the student would have received lunch. Because she's grade 7, she would not have received that yet. However, there are some temporary passes that the students can go to the guidance department to receive, and that would give them access to the lunches. So all your child needs to do is to go by the guidance department, which is right after you pass the NR rooms, right? And talk to any of them, and that will happen. All right.
Okay. Another question.
Yes,
About the mask.
yes.
As you said, so we can send the mask with her on Tuesday when she's coming in.
She has a problem with hers too?
Yeah, she said it. She said a stifler.
No, man, but hold on, man. But if the stifling is a problem, you know, all of the masks them stifle us, you know. None of us don't like them.
Yeah, she
right?
said she doesn't like that one.
So it's not a case of whether you like it or not. It's whether or not the mask is defective, right? Now, the thing is, for parents, and I want to say this, if you are a parent and you do not have disposable mask, right? And your child is to come to school, please let the child come and request mask. We have masks for children. We have the disposable mask and we have reusable masks that we can give them for free also. It is a Pembroke High School mask that you have to pay for, because that one we have to buy separately. But we do have disposable masks and we have reusable masks that we can give to the students for free. But ensure that they come to school and they don't stay home because they don't have a mask. So, mommy, if it's just like she don't like the mask, we can't deal with that one day, you know. But if the mask is defective, I'll be more than happy to sort it out. And if she wants to try something else, she can talk to me and I will give her one of the others that we have here and see if that one fits a little better and is more breathable. All right? And I give her a pack of that.
Go ahead, Delia. And then we're going to take Wayne.
Good night, everybody. I have 2 questions.
Yes, ma'am.
First one is, are the children allowed to join more than one
club?
Groups in events, in clubs?
Yes. Yes, they
Can they join
can.
more than one clubs?
Yes. Yes, they can, but it's going to be difficult because all the clubs meet at the same time. So unless they're going to join like one club for this term and then switch next term, but the clubs meet the same time, so it will be difficult to be in more than one.
That's not feasible at all.
Yeah.
Second question, for grade 8 students. My daughter didn't get all of her textbooks, so I'm wondering if the school has any extras available now that she can come on.
We got some recently, and we also have some e-books, you know, right? Your daughter have a tablet, don't it?
Yes, she does.
Yeah, man. So we have some e-books that she can use, and she just use the tablet to get that and so on. So tell her when she comes on Wednesday, you say she's grade 8. So she'll come on Wednesday to talk to Miss Frey of the book room. All right?
Okay, not a problem. Thank you so much.
All right, bless you.
Okay.
Unmute and go ahead, Wayne.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Just as for all, sir, ask. Are you there?
You broke up, Wayne. We didn't hear you.
Good evening. Trust that everyone is doing well. Good evening.
Yes, thank you.
Sir, I have a quick question.
Yes.
I know for my nephew, he got used to online. He was doing good in online. He was online, he was doing well. Right? So we're in the digital age, and I still wanted to know. And I like my child being home, so I don't have to worry about all those lovely fluffy things around not being home. I see you laughing at me, sir. Don't laugh at me. You know what I'm going to ask? Is online gonna be a thing because we're in that world? I'm an online parent too, because I do online business, online administration, And so I know Ad9 World is working. So I want to know if
Yes, yes. All right. So you know, Wayne, to be honest with you, I have said it before that we will never go back to teaching as we did before COVID, right? So
Yeah.
online is something that we are naturally going to continue. But what we are not going to be having is one group of students being at home online while one group of students is at school, right?
okay.
Not right now, because the ministry has said to us that all students are to come in. What I can tell you is that moving forward, and parents, start work with me now, you know. Moving forward, for the next school year, we're going to put on the book list a tablet or a laptop computer as a part of the things that the students are going to need to come to school, because it is something that we are going to have to do, right? The technology is something that we have to embrace, and there's so much that we can do with the technology. So moving forward, I guarantee you that we are going to be putting on that. And we're not talking about any tablet, and we're not talking about a very expensive one either. We're just talking about one that we know can work for us, and one that the child will be able to utilize well. So we are going to be continuing to do some things online. We will continue to do some things online. We will continue posting things on the Google Classroom because we're not taking those down. We will continue posting things on the Google Classroom, and we will continue using that medium. So don't worry about it. We will continue, but it's just that we will not have online classes in the sense of one set of students online while the other set is at school. All right?
Go ahead, Casey.
Casey, unmute and go ahead, please.
Okay, good night, everyone.
Good night.
Pertaining to the cell phone at school,
Yes.
can they use their cell phone during lunchtime?
Why would they want to use the phone during lunchtime, Casey?
During lunchtime?
Because you see, when you start using a cell phone at school, you just tell people, say, here, I have this for takeaway, you know, right? So I would prefer to say they're able to use their cell phone after school, right? Because lunchtime is very short. By the time you get your lunch and you sit to eat your lunch and digest it and say hello to your friend, it's time to go back to class. So let's say they use the phone after school. She's going to call you, or he's going to call you and say, Mommy, I'm going to leave school now. I'm heading home, right? And you know that they are leaving school and they are okay. So we'll allow phones to be used after school. If there's an emergency, they can come to us and we will facilitate that.
All right, so we're going to take Mrs. Frey, and then we're going to take O'Neill, followed by Susan, and then Shanae, sorry. Go ahead, Mrs. Frey.
Good evening, parents. As it concerns the book rentals, I'm the person in charge of the book room. As it concerns book rentals, some weeks ago, parents, you were informed that we had some ebooks available, and the links to apply to get one of these ebooks was posted in various classrooms, and a number of messages were sent in your groups to tell you to have your child fill out the form. Sadly, many of you did not fill out the form. For example, I think there's a grade 7 book that we had over 100 copies of that book available from the ministry for use. Less than 30 students applied for the book. The deadline for the submission of that has already passed. So I'm a bit disappointed that parents consistently complain about their children getting books, but yet when ebooks were available for use, you did not fill out the form. Some students did fill out the form and they will be getting their ebooks in short order. For persons who did not, we are still short on books. There are a few books that you may be able to get, but we are still short on books. Just putting that out there. As Sir said as well, For grade 8 and up, if you have books still, please return them because we are still in need of them. For students who have no outstanding books from grade 8 up, if you have no outstanding books, we do have a few books that you are able to collect. If you have outstanding books, the rule that you must replace outstanding books is still in place. Please replace them and you will get the books that we do have available. If you have any questions regarding your child's status as it concerns outstanding books, you can send an email to the book room and we can send you a report on which books your child has outstanding. So the email address for that is phhsbookroom@gmail.com.
And it will be posted in the chat.
And I'm posting it in the chat right now.
Thank you, Mrs. Ray. All right, O'Neill, go ahead, please.
Yeah, good night, sir.
Good night,
Parents
sir.
and teachers and all about the decision. Well, the question for me is about the physical ID. I guess my son had took the picture, a couple months ago, if I don't like. But they said that, the ID wasn't, the physical ID wasn't ready. And he's supposed to come on, when it came in, he's supposed to be at least, what, $500 or $600.
Oh, he lost it?
Yeah, but he lost it. He take a picture, he take a pic.
Oh,
He lost
okay.
it, he take a pic at the school. But they said that they were ready, so I don't know if I'm asking you if it's
right.
available.
Yeah, so here's what is the problem. We normally get the ink, the ID printer is a specific kind of printer that uses a specific toner. The supplier who normally supplies us, we have ordered it for about 2 months, going 3 now, and we have not been able to get it from them. We have gone ahead and sourced it ourselves online and have ordered it, so we're waiting for it to come in, right? So we apologize for that. But one of the reasons we have not been able to print is that our supplier that we have ordered ink from for a while now for the ID, we have not been able to get it. So we have ordered ourselves. And so we should get that in short order. So we'll rectify that, sir. Apologies for that.
Yeah, exactly. And I want you to keep up the good work. You and your guys, the teachers and vice principal and etc. You've been doing a wonderful job so far. I appreciate it. Trust me.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. Yeah, man.
Let me answer something real quick before I go to Susan, Deandra. We have contracted our coach, and we are looking to restart some co-curricular activities, not for competition, because most of the competitions have gone and so on, and some of them we just are not ready for competition. But we are going to restart our football, netball, and basketball program. And I see somebody asking about girls football. That will come also on stream. Just give us some time. But by next week, we will be restarting our football, our netball, and our basketball programs. And then we'll move to some other co-curricular. Remember now, these programs are not being done for competition, but really we recognize that our students, because they were locked away for so long and many of them were not active and enough of them put on enough weight, like enough weight, right? They need to go back to activity and so on. And soon we will get to that. Remember, we can't start everything same time. So I see somebody asking about track and field. We're phasing in. Remember, we're just coming back face to face. We can't do all of it one time, but we're going to phase them in. Another thing that we have to bear in mind as parents is that a lot of what we are doing as a school, we have to hire these outside coaches and so on. And so because we were not functioning in terms of students were not in, we were not able to generate income from things like our talk shop and our bookshop and so on, which is what we use to help to pay some of these coaches. And so because we are just restarting, it's going to take some time. We normally use our parent contribution and so on. That is almost nil, right? Not many parents have paid the contribution. And so And know everybody going want their sport. The cricketer going want cricket, the cheerleader going want cheerleading, the swimmer going want swimming, and so, but we can't start everything at the same time. We are going to phase it in. So please work with us, bear with us, understand, and we will do the best that we can. All right. So if you're an athlete and you are a track and field person, but you're a female and you just go and work with the netball until track start. And if it is that you are, we will work with the football and so on. So give us some time. All right. Susan, go ahead, please.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. My question is, my son is in grade 7, and when he starts, he receive a grade 9 epaulet. Can he wear it to school on Tuesday?
Receive a grade 9 epaulet, mommy?
I don't know. I wasn't here.
So he bought the epaulet and got the wrong one?
Yes, but the lady told him that he can wear it.
No. Make him bring it back and make us sort it out, please.
Okay, sir.
Yes, miss.
All
Because
right,
I don't want to see him and say, hey, grade 9 boy, why you not in class? I'm going to say, me a grade 7. I'm going to say, no, your epaulet say you're grade 9. No, we want to have the right epaulet, all right? Shana?
Good
Go
night,
ahead.
sir. Good
Good
night,
night.
everyone. I just like to find out if my 10th grade child can change her subject at any time now.
No, not now. Too late.
Too late.
Yes, man. So I forgot
Okay.
to look up them subject and work with them.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, man.
Just a question, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
This look like Nishma. Nishma.
Dean is gonna go first, and then we'll go to Nishma Kane and then Jalila.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Dean Williams.
Okay, thank you. Sir, I just wanted to go back to the issue of the phone because since grade 10, the grade 11 and the senior students won't be part of the reorientation. I wanted to say this because I hear parents questioning why it is that they can't use the phone. And I wanted to highlight something that I've been noticing. I just want to bring to parents' attention that there are rules as it regards social use of social media in the handbook. And I'm just going to read it quickly. It is important that all students ensure that the integrity and a positive image of the school be maintained at all times. Students who use any social networking sites, including but not limited to Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, Instagram, etc., should not post or repost any derogatory material with which the school may be identified. Students should not display inappropriate or sexual images or use expletives, crude language, or make derogatory statements about any other student or staff member, or use statements with implicit or explicit sexual overtones. And I think it's important to say that because I see a number of students and parents posting on their status things about the school fights and students taking pictures, which is why, well, I've said it, lunchtime is not allowed because much of this is done during lunchtime. And so we cannot allow the students to use the phones. We'd like to give them that freedom, but they misuse it. They use the lunchtime to make TikTok pictures and use expletives and put the school, bring the school's name into disrepute, put a very bad image out there. And so we cannot allow the students to just use the phones as they please because they do not use it responsibly. And the rules speak to that, and there are consequences. So I just want to thank you very much for the time to just highlight this so that all parents and students are aware. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Dean Williams. Yes.
night, sir.
Who's the next person, Deandra?
Good night.
Good
This is
night.
Miss
Go ahead.
McCain, mommy.
Yes.
About the program, I can sign in a bit late about the heart program. I catch like the ending part of it. I was
Yes.
wondering if you're gonna post some information about it in the WhatsApp group.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
Yes, I will.
The next question about the ID. She haven't get any ID from 7th grade, and when they were doing orientation for grade 8, she did her picture but no ID still. So
Yeah. As I said, once you took the picture but no ID, it's in the system. And if you did not take a picture, we would know because your name would not be in the system. So we're going to sort all of that out come next week into the other weeks. I know that, it's a whole heap of little things we have to sort out. Remember that COVID kind of took us for a world spin, but now we are trying to get back on track. And so I ask parents, just be patient with us. We are going to get it right, and we're going to do that which we have said we will do. So she will get it.
Go ahead, Jail. We're going to take Jail, then Andre Cope.
Wow. All right, parents, remember we don't have all night, so you have to do it quickly. We still have to go.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
I came on late, not so long ago. I'm just checking. When will school be open? Fully.
What grade is your child in?
7th grade.
That child is to be at school 7:30 Tuesday morning. All right? And we'll send information regarding the other things. I'll just do a little summary and send it in the groups. All right? But Tuesday morning, Mummy, if your child is in grade 7, 7:30.
The last set of questions will be coming from Andre Marine, Cameron, Mrs. Smith, and the final person, Finn. So go ahead, Andre Cope.
All right, President, good night.
Good night.
All right, I am Andre Cope. Dad is in grade 7. There's a program going on at the school, academic intervention program.
Yes.
All right, the question is, like our school is opening up, how would it work with the program and class time?
Yeah, so what we do is because we have to do the remediation, we would pull the students at a particular time of the day, usually in the morning, and do some of the remediation, and then they go to the other classes afterwards. And I think there is even a program where, like, for one entire week, they will stay with a set of teachers while we work with them on certain things, and then we bring them back to their regular classes.
All right, okay, thank you very much.
No problem. If any of the apps coaches are online at this time, I believe there is something from Michael also that are giving a special rate for assessment of students. And they could speak to that a little later on. But let's say the others. So that's Andre. Maureen Dixon, go ahead, please.
Yes, sir. Good evening to you all.
Good evening.
Yes, this child is supposed to come in on Friday because she's going to be a grade 10, but she's new and she don't have the tires yet. So I want to know if she can come before to get her tire, or she can get it the same day.
No, man, she can get it the same day when she comes.
Okay.
Yeah, man,
That's
not
all.
for a bus fare for come just to buy the tie. She can come and she can get the tie Friday when she comes.
Go ahead, Cameron.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Sir Ellis.
Yes.
Could you clarify the grade 10 and 11 tie for me? I heard you said something. I was in and out. You said something when you're in grade 11, you do not wear white shirt, just tie. So it's full
boys.
I'm talking about the boys. So it's full uniform in terms of khaki with the tie, right? So how would you know the difference? How would you know the difference from a 5th form to a 4th form?
Because the 5th former is supposed to wear the tie and crest.
Oh, the fifth form to wear tie and crest. Oh, okay. So the
That is
crest would be
correct.
on the chest, at the left side of the chest?
That is correct. On the pocket of the shirt.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Go ahead, Mrs. Smith.
All right. I've spoken already. Just I was listening. I think it was the Dean of Discipline was talking about the handbook and the requirements from the students.
Yes.
I saw a video with a young lady that the parent let her do a video, and the child was saying that she had stolen tablet and phone from persons at the school. I personally, I'm not in agreement with it. And when I saw it, I was just wondering what were the views of the school, or if it had been brought to you guys' attention that this had happened.
Not first I'm hearing about that. And
Well,
if the dean or anybody had seen that video or heard about it, I'm sure they would have alerted me.
Well, my son came home with a video, and he said the child is from Pembroke High School, and that's what our parent do. So I was thinking.
All right. So can you do me a favor, please, miss?
Yes, sir.
You want to send it to the coordinator for your online group so that we can check it out and make sure that it's legitimate?
As in send it in the group that
No. Don't send it in the group. Send it to the person who is responsible for the group, like the form teacher or the
Okay,
PT.
directly. All right. Yes,
Yes.
I'll get the video
DM
from
the
my
person.
Okay.
And then they'll send it to me. Or
Okay.
I'm in the groups too, so you can send it to me.
All right, sir.
All right, thanks.
I was just concerned about, I'm just saying that, it's bad when it's the children, but it's also worse when it's a parent doing that. So I don't know. I thought that I should bring it forward to let you guys know, because I didn't
I
hear
appreciate
anybody.
that. So just DM me and let's check it out. Mrs. Spready Hines, go ahead.
Right. Good night, parents. Good night again. Good night, Sir Ellis and members of staff. We are aware of several cases of students who have, I don't like to say stolen, taken other devices without person's approval. I'm not sure which one that is. Sir, positive words. I'm not sure which student that is, but if we are in possession of the video, we can reach out to said child and parent, as we have several, so we would not know which one it is specifically. So once we get the video, we will be able to execute said action.
All right. Thanks, Ms. Spready.
Yes, and parents, we do not encourage embarrassing our children regardless of their actions. We do not encourage embarrassing them on the internet, because nothing leaves and everything stays forever.
All right. Last one, Miss Moist. Well, I shouldn't say Miss Moiston. I'm not sure. Keeps going in and out though. And parents, as a parent myself, if my child or any of my children came home with a phone, a tablet, a laptop, a pen, a pencil, a shoes that does not belong to them, they would not be able to stay in my house with it. Please, parents, if your child comes home with something that does not belong to them, do not allow them to remain with it. You must say to them, it is wrong, take it back, take it to the school, and let the school find the rightful owner. All right? Our children are looking to us for example, they're looking to us for direction, and we must be that person who will lead them in the right direction. Let us not put up with this. I see students missing shoes and uniform, and I cannot imagine how my son could be wearing a shoes that I did not buy him. You know, he would be a 1-foot son. So please, let us not put up with this. All right, please. I see no more, and so we are going to end here. Okay. Last one, Jahil Stevens. I think we went already, but go ahead. Jahil, unmute and go ahead.
Yes. Last point. Are you hearing me?
Hearing you clearly.
Okay. My son has a leg condition, right? I don't know if you see him on school compound. He has curvature of the legs, right?
Oh yes,
He's
yes, I know him.
yeah, the long standing at the gate, like in the mornings when I drop him off for school, the long standing and all those stuff. He has a problem with that
Oh,
standing for a long period of time. I don't know
gotcha.
how best you can assist him during the course of the day, or is there a nurse aid he can go to if he's in any pain, because he's waiting for surgery to be done on his legs,
Yes,
right?
man. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Remember, we are here to help, right? We
Right.
do have a sick bay and we have a registered nurse
But
here.
sometimes he is on the side of afraid of asking,
Yeah.
but more time
No, man,
when
you
you is
mustn't be
going
afraid. The
on
nurse
and
is
off,
nice
he
most time.
normally send me a message and say that mommy, my legs are hurting me. I can't go any further. So take a break, sit down, find somewhere and sit down or something like that. So I don't know how best you can assist him. For me,
He
please.
can just go straight to the nurse. And guess what I'm going to do? Dean Williams is here, and Dean is normally also by the
He's in
gate in
grade
the mornings and
7.
so on. I do know your son, and most of us will know him. We see the curvature of the legs.
Right.
Just tell him when he comes, rather than to stand in the line and wait, he should just come up to the front and we will allow him to go in so that he can go and sit in his class because he has a legitimate issue. And so we have to work with that. All right.
So no, can you repeat that for me, please? I didn't hear what you were supposed to do.
I'm saying when he comes in the morning, right?
Right.
Rather than to stand in the line for a long time,
Right.
he can just go straight to the front, right?
Straight to
And
the
they will
front.
let him in so that he can get to go and sit down because we understand that he has a legitimate issue.
Okay.
And
Okay.
if he needs to go by the nurse any time of the day, he just
Right.
goes down to the sick bay. All
Okay.
right?
Thank you very much. Thank
No
you.
problem, miss. All right, parents, thank you so much. I'm going to be sending out a little summary in the parents group. And so let us see how best we can do what we have to do. I thank you for joining us this evening. Thank you so much for your questions and really remaining with us with this. We thank you for your stick-to-itiveness, and I'm looking forward to having your children here at Pembroke High School next week for reorientation and then on the 14th. I do note the numbers in the chat, people asking to be placed in the groups. I will be passing that information on. I'm sure persons are taking note. Those persons will need to take note of those numbers. We are taking note, and so we will facilitate that. And so just before I say goodbye and farewell, Patricia has a burning question that she must ask. And so I will allow Patricia to unmute and ask that question.
Hello, good night, everyone. Mr. Ellis, is
Yes.
there going to be PTA online meeting same way?
Go again. I didn't get it.
Are there going to be still PTA online meetings same way?
The PTA is going to take that decision. I don't know, but I think more people come when it's online than when it's face to face. So, but they'll have to take that decision.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. All right. So God bless you, everyone. Do have a good rest of your afternoon. Please continue to look out for our communication, and we will do our best, as usual, to keep you informed. Thank you so much to members of the Pembroke family that have joined. Thank you so much to my teachers and other members of staff that are here. You are a stellar group, and I am glad to be your leader. God bless you. Take care. and walk good.